Hello, love. It's Elene with you here again. Welcome to the Libran Key, here for the highest and the greatest good of what I refer to as the Elsh Collective, empaths, light workers, starseeds, and healers, awakened and awakening souls. Know that if this message has found you, and or if you have found it, that there is something here for you. That is always the intention that I put into these timely yet timeless messages here in this eternal now moment, bringing you through whatever is asking or wanting to be brought through to you. Please take these messages as confirmation, as some kind of addition to what's going on in your journey. Please take what resonates and leave what does not, as always, okay? Of your own free will and in the Most High. I have a very interesting message that wants to come through today. I actually was not planning on doing any video message today, but this energy really wants to come through. I sat down and was guided by the Green Witch Tarot, by extension of that. Really, really interesting here. I just want to kind of, a little side note, I don't know if you've ever worked with this deck before. If any of you, if you have, please put it in the comments below. This is an absolutely beautiful deck, and there is so much of the energy of the archetype of the Green Witch. Obviously, it is the Green Witch, 144 on the counters, I say that. But there's something, this is the first time I have ever experienced her as an actual energy or archetype. For many of us who are on a path of the witch, of reclaiming the energy, the true energy and the true meaning of a witch and what that is, there comes a point in our journey where we begin to identify, and I'm hearing actually the phrase self-preservation is really important for this for some reason. I feel that's her energy coming through, and I mean, if I say at any point in this message they or them, I'm referring to this Green Witch archetype, this energy of the Green Witch and spirit combined, okay? I'm losing my train of thought. It's really palpable. Just give me a second here. Yeah, thank you. So when we begin on our witch reclamation journey, okay, what she's saying is it's a form of self-preservation to identify with a kind of witch archetype. And there's a lot that's being thrown around. There's a reason why this message is kind of going in a whole other direction. Let's see where this goes, because she did bring something very specific through before I started recording, but now we're going in a different direction. There's a lot going around, and this is part of a collective reawakening. But again, be discerning, because there's also a lot out there in any kind of, whenever we are dealing with anything, it all sits on a spectrum. So there's a lot of, just like with pop astrology, she's saying there's a lot of pop witchology out there, okay? So be discerning with what you come across in terms of what kind of witch are you. Take this quiz to figure out what's your witch type, you know, like 411 on the counter as I say that. So there's activation points in all of that. What she's saying is all fine and dandy, but we also have to understand that there is something very sacred about the energy of the witch. There's something very, very sacred about the energy of the witch, and by extension of that, the divine feminine. And just like in the previous message that had come through, which interestingly enough, that had to do with the witch wound in everyday life, I'm hearing the phrase consecration of the feminine. this is a antidote, is what I'm hearing, to the complexity of the inversions that have pervaded this particular timeline of the witch being painted in a very ill-mannered way. And I'm even hearing the word light. Okay, she wants me to, I'm working with Malachite with her energy here. She's also pointing me to share with you that this particular necklace has in it cat's eye. It's like a green cat's eye. Beryl and chrysoberyl might also be significant for you. I don't have any of that to hand, but again, so much green energy has been coming through lately that I'm thinking part of that is also her for some reason. But this is also to do with the emerald heart as well. So all of this sits on a particular frequency. I'm also being directed to the energy of plants, which is very, we know this about any green witchery or any kind of green, what's been dubbed as green witchcraft, okay? This is about being close to Mother Nature, close to Mother Earth, close to Mother Gaia, close to Mama Gaia. Use whatever phrase, and actually she's saying whatever it is that comes to you most naturally, if this is all resonating for you, is very important for you to claim that for yourself. You know, for me, it's Mama Gaia. I call her Mama Gaia. What do you call her? Is it Gaia? Is it the mother lode? Is it Mother Earth? You know, what is it for you? And claim it for yourself, okay? Is it Pachamama? I'm even hearing like Mited, like mother, like the root of mother, okay? Is it matter? Is it matter? Is it just the material world is what she's saying? But she's showing me too that the material world is also understood very one-dimensionally. And we're only seeing it from one perspective. And, you know, this is the energy of spirit that comes in with her here, because spirit is infused in all that is material, either for good or ill, right? In terms of the things that we have around us and the meaning we give to the matter is what she's saying. The meaning we give to the matter. Because true matter is mother, it is nature, it is the cycles of Mother Earth. I'm seeing the energies around the solstices. So this is very much, and again, very much connected. She's showing me the pentacle, the pentagram as a sacred symbol, the inversions of that, okay? And how that is essentially a desecration of the feminine. A desecration of the feminine. When we have an inverted understanding, I'm hearing of the secrets that lie beyond the gate and the ground. She's showing me the Ace of Pentacles now in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And you know how in the background there's like a gateway? That's what she's showing me. This is like, I'm hearing the journey of matter, but matter here is being used as mother. And it's this connection of understanding. Okay, so it goes back to this, our senses. And this being a very divine feminine principle. Our senses. And our senses and our connection to sensitivity around our senses is crucial to understanding this. This is why just being out in nature from a very like simple perspective, a simple point of view, being outside in nature, being amongst the trees, being amongst the plants, the fact that the color green, the green spectrum, the green ray is the easiest color for us to process visually. There is something, and that's why green is connected to healing. So all of this is, oh my goodness, this is the secrets beyond the gateway. This is the secrets beyond the ground. Being immersed in nature is revealing. And there's a reason why we have been 111 on the clock. She's showing me the Three of Wands now and the energy of vision. This is why we've been disconnected deliberately, especially if we are living in cities, especially if we are living amongst, okay, and she's saying this from a more classical or ancient point of view, if we've been civilized. And remember, everything is on a spectrum, right? I'm also hearing the word rewilding here. So that's part of what our archetype assists us with. There's a rewilding of our true nature, and she's saying our divine nature. So this rewilding is almost it's counteractive to the wilding that has been deemed savage. Okay? And don't forget that a lot of witches were also deemed savage. That's what she's telling me, even though I've never really read that explicitly. Okay, she's also referring to a lot of the colonization of indigenous cultures and the connection to them being smeared with the word savage. 1111 on the counter. My right ear is ringing like crazy. So there's something here about the divine masculine, the distorted masculine as well. Okay, she's pointing me back to the notes. So let me get into that. All right. I am going to be popping some cards in a hot minute here from the Green Witch Tarot. That's the only deck that I'm working with. Like I said, green malachite, okay, and selenite. I've been drawn to be using, like, selenite has just been coming through for a lot of these messages. There's a purification and a raising of frequency, 1144 with that, a raising of frequency with this around the heart space. This is an energy of transformation. Malachite is a transformative crystal. It's also very grounding. It's very grounding, gets us in our bodies, okay? Okay, so the distorted masculine, and the aspect of the distorted masculine that she really wants to bring through for this message is this contrast between overreaching, overstriving, comparing ourselves to another person and where they're at in terms of their, I'm hearing the word successibility. There's like a double entendre here, she's saying, because I'm seeing 1224 on the counter. There's like a doubling of something here. Okay, yeah, because she's showing me again, everything is on a spectrum. This over-striving, overreaching, over-active energy of the masculine that pushes for something to happen, in contrast to deep satisfaction and contentment. Because she showed me the Nine of Pentacles. It was actually, she had me, this Green Witch Tarot, like pop some cards before. And that's where this message of what, I put them back in the deck now, but it was essentially like, she was like, I want to speak to you through this deck. Because the imagery in the deck was so significant, right? So, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles, I recently came across a Rosology reading. I love Rosology. Where she mentioned, she dubbed Nine of Pentacles the soft life. And I really liked that because immediately, you know, having lots of energy in Libra, I automatically went to the contrast of that, which was like the hard life, right? The hard life. And I'm seeing right now the Five of Pentacles with that. This struggle, this feeling like you're out in the cold. And what she showed me through the image in this deck, she actually wants me to get it out now. Okay. Okay. The Horned God is at the bottom of the deck. That's the Emperor energy. Yeah, we're talking here about, you know, and this is interesting because, okay, she wants me to show this as well, which is a really, really beautiful depiction. Oh, there's a lot of healing and tempering energy in this. She's showing me right now. I'm seeing 1414. Okay. This is kind of an antithesis to the distorted masculine. Let's just put it that way. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you, Green Witch, for that. She's cheeky too. I like her. she's having a, okay, she's showing me even the Ace of Pentacles in this deck. This deck is so beautiful. 1444 on the counter. She's saying that this might be activating for some of you. So I'm just going to hold that up for a second. so much of her energy, the spirit, the creators of this deck, okay, and Moura and the illustrator, oh my God, I hope I say this name right, Kiri, Ostergaard, Leonard, have really captured her essence. They've really captured her in this particular deck. They've captured Mother Earth in this deck. You know, Mama Gaia is all over this deck. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. Lead me to the Nine of Pentacles, please. Yeah. Oh my God, so much going on in this deck, I'm telling you. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So, the moon is underneath that, by the way. Okay, so look at the image of this Nine of Pentacles. So what she was showing me was that this is our natural state. Community, but also knowing our place in the most exalted sense. This beautiful meshing and balancing between our own individuality and the greater good is what I'm hearing, or community in this sense. A reverence and respect for our own individual journeys, but there's no forcing of conformity here, okay? Like I'm actually hearing freak, let your freak flag fly kind of in a way, like that's okay here. And there's a respect for it, but it's not a distorted, this is not a distorted energy. There's so much that's connected to the heart space in this, right? She also brought creativity, play, joy, happiness, and the word contentment again. Contentment, okay? So this is essentially a reworking of the word satisfaction or contentment, because she feels like that word, and she wants me to put the Nine of Pentacles here in front of me. She's showing, along with this Ace of Pentacles, she's showing that she's coming in to be like, even that word has been maligned, especially if you've come from a background. I'm hearing personal development, motivation. Stoicism is what I'm hearing with that as well. Even though like there are good things that we can get from stoicism, but overall she's showing me that that even has distorted masculine. Okay. It's funny because like I've always sort of been a fan of Stoic philosophy, but she's showing me now that that's, yeah. She's like, yeah, okay, there's some good things in there, but there's a hardness too. And this is an antithesis to the soft life. Like, do you really think that this dude here is like uber stoic? And she's talking specifically here to the masculine, okay? Because the stoic energy can be cold. She's actually pointing me to my own heritage here. My mother is Spartan. My mother's background is from Sparta. So she is, we say Sparti in Greek, okay? Oh my God, and she's giving me the word Laconia. So the area, the province that Sparta is located in is called Laconia, right? And that's where we get the word laconic from. Yeah, she's pointing me to some of my own ancestral stuff here. So she's showing me this is a double-edged sword. I'm seeing two sides of a coin right now. I'm seeing that pentacle. Like there's two sides of the pentacle here, okay? Really, really interesting. This is like a whole other topic to go into, where it's like even within speaking to the Spartan culture and what we know about the Spartans, they were very, very hard. They were tough. They were very resilient. And while there are good things about that, she's telling me in doses and when it's needed or when you need to, that's something that cannot be sustained for long periods of time. And it's also coming from a paradigm of war, she's showing me, and that we need war in order to have peace. And that essentially is an old matrix. That's actually, you could argue, a faulty program for where we are now. There's a lot here. There's a lot coming through here, and I don't want to get it to be too overwhelming. Okay, so part of this other thing, okay, this is also connected to self-limitations are part of the imbalance. That was actually how this whole message started. So self-limitations are actually our friends. And what we need to understand here too is that fear is also our friend. So when we're discussing these things like distortions, right? We need to understand that these are not things to be fought. These are not things to be battled. That's why she's bringing in this Spartan energy, man. Man. Oh my. These are not things that are meant, okay. And I'm speaking very specifically to this eternal now moment right now, this moment that is coming through, something with the energy at this moment specifically, okay? The energy of self-limitations, and you could even say the energy of the distorted masculine, okay? Because a lot of these self-limiting beliefs showing me come from a distorted masculine energy. Interesting. Because there are our own boundaries that we put up against ourselves in a way. There is severing from our direct connection to source, right? It goes back to this energy of like, we need to outsource our energy authoritatively, okay? 2121 on the counter. That's a beautiful energy to be coming through, and coding 122 on the clock, because we're closing out this cycle. This is happening energetically. This is part of the divine feminine rising, essentially. That term getting thrown around a lot, but it's a reawakening to the feminine. She's always been here, is what she's saying to me. She's never gone away. She's showing me Delphi now. I'm seeing the Temple of Athena at Delphi, and now she's showing me Lady Justice. So there's a rebalancing that is taking place here. I'm hearing the High Priestess emerging. Okay, this is connected to Pythia, right? And the energy of the Oracle at Delphi, 123 on the clock, 123, progress. Progress is being made. You see how this Nine of Pentacles energy, by the way, is very different from the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith? Isn't that interesting? Oh my goodness, 2222 on the counter. Yeah, because it's like in that energy, which has often been interpreted as like, quote unquote, the divorcee or 20. Yeah, like this is nuts. I'm getting mirroring energy coming through with this too, okay? Oh no, a progression again is what she's showing me. Okay. The single life, but it's also a point of attraction is what I'm being shown in terms of a quantum physics sense, okay? That energy of attraction where it's like, I'm good, I am abundant, I feel safe in my body. I've done the work, right? Because before that is the Eight of Pentacles. And a lot of this also has to do with an energy of isolation. And that's why she was saying to me with this card, it's still this, it's this balancing between, interesting. She's showing me that this is almost the continuation from that Nine of Pentacles, from the Rider-Waite-Smith Nine of Pentacles. Because when you're good with you first, right? You've done the work, you know who you are, you know your value and your worth, you function within this community in the most exalted way. You're not looking for, I'm hearing compensation of the self. You're not looking to be regulated externally in the nervous system sense, or even regulated in the rule sense. No. There's just respect is what I'm hearing. Okay. She wants to leave us with this message. I'm just going to pop. Let's see what wants to come out here. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Came out kind of sideways. She wants me to talk about it in different lights here. Hold on. Okay. She wants to leave us with this. Self-limitations are not an energy to be resisted, but to be alchemized. Persist, It's interesting. I'm hearing like persist, resist, alchemize. Persist in the alchemization, but do it in a way that's not like you're not chasing after this thing. This persistence is a very grounded energy. Okay, there's a very specific message coming through here with regard to making choices from this place, okay? Because, okay, she's showing me like analysis paralysis with this Seven of Chalices. These Fae folk are, and look at that, there's a butterfly there, beautiful monarch butterfly. These Fae folk are kind of on her shoulder, pulling at her hair a little bit, trying to get her attention is what she's showing me. Because she's off in La La Land right now. She's daydreaming, she's off in La La Land. But that's not a bad thing, because the La La Land energy, essentially what she's showing me is this daydreaming like energy. Oh my goodness. She's showing me something that an old colleague of mine had told me years ago with regard to like something with the brain waves, something with our brain waves. Like this is very scientific now. Showing me how we go into daydream mode when we kind of need to reset our thoughts. The brain does it because we're overloaded. And of course, this is like, you know, in a distorted masculine world, it's like you're being silly, you're being stupid if you're daydreaming, right? We get critical of the daydreamer. We use that just like La La Land. Yeah, she even pointed me to my own language here. Like we will say, she's in La La Land, and mean it in a demeaning way, right? But she's bringing it forward in the sense of something trying to connect because we're so disconnected. So the daydreaming is a symptom in a way, or an indication of what we're trying to connect to. And that is a point of alchemy. Oh my goodness, the moon again at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. It's right under our noses. That's what she's showing me. And we're not 2727 on the counter, and we're not necessarily seeing it. 9 and 9, 18 and 9 again. The freaking moon card. So this is, okay. This is how we get back to her. This is how we get back to diving into the intuition is what I'm hearing. There's a lot of water energy coming through with that. Okay, so water and earth. Okay, blue, green, green, divine feminine. Pentacles, divine feminine. Chalices, divine feminine. Okay. This is about that transformation. Okay, I'm being shown the chrysalis now and the goo, and how when the chrysalis is in the goo, this is an energy of trust. This is a divine feminine chaotic. Greek word for chaos is chaos. Okay, it comes from the Greek word chaos. Okay. She's showing me writing it. This is what it looks like in Greek. House. I don't know if that's something that is significant, but I'm going to write it because she's saying it. So she's showing me it's like a chasm. Okay? That's how we need to look at this energy of chaos. It's a space where there's a churning. She's showing me a cauldron now. There's something brewing. And if we're always looking at the destination and we're in that distorted masculine of just like, just get me there, as opposed to respecting and honoring the process, we miss the magic. We miss the signs. We miss the synchronicities. We miss this opportunity to alchemize. So daydream is what she's saying. Allow yourself to get lost in your thoughts, because part of that is connected to this alchemization of moving beyond the self-limiting beliefs. And you can almost take this This is just another little analogy, is what she's saying, of how we always look at the fear or the limiting beliefs or the daydreaming, like fill in the blank, whatever we think is negative, whatever we're critical of. And essentially what we do is we want to resist it automatically. We want to resist it. But what if we just alchemized it instead? What if we actually made it our friend? Because your own resistance, your own persistence in resisting this thing is actually creating more of an imbalance within your own self, a more of a disconnect. It's funny, she's using the word disconnect and imbalance here synonymously within yourself, and then by way of that, you're letting that reverberate out into the collective as well. Okay? I'm gonna leave it there with this beautiful happy moon face and this Ace of Pentacles. That's what she's showing me. I'm gonna hold it up with this. That divine feminine energy of being open to receiving these messages, okay? Thank you, beautiful green witch, this beautiful green witch tarot spirit. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for sharing your energy, your time with us in this space. I am sending you so much love wherever you are, in love and liberation, always.